Tonight, we only have a few answers about a viral Facebook post you may have seen in your feed, and we just learned that Facebook took that post down.
Police and MMSD are investigating the reported incident, and police say some details that are still being shared on social media are both harmful and inaccurate.
WMTV's Cameron Kelly has been following this story today. Cameron, you talked with the woman who wrote the post. What'd you find out?
Taisha Watson told me she posted to Facebook on behalf of her nephew, who is autistic, and her sister-in-law, who is deaf and has a disability. Watson says she wants her nephew to receive justice, which is why she took to social media. Taisha Watson woke up from a phone call Saturday morning from her sister-in-law concerning her nephew.
She called me and said that. I immediately said I'm on my way.
The 13-year-old Whitehorse Middle School student reported 2 staff members sexually assaulted him. Watson and her family called police and took her nephew to the hospital to get a rape kit.
And that was Saturday, so around 6 a.m.
Soon after, Watson shared the 13-year-old's story to Facebook on behalf of the mother. The post said the child was taken from the school without permission.
She was stating that he's been out of school for an hour and 17 minutes.
The 13-year-old wears an Angel Sense watch for autism. Watson says it pinged to a home in Madison. Family members wondered if the address was the home of a school employee.
We wind up going to the person's house. But nothing happened. Nobody answered the door. Nobody did anything.
We have contacted that address. They're not involved with this case. I know they've had people showing up at their house. I know the family would appreciate some privacy.
Madison police say they're in the early stages of the investigation. MPD did say some details on social media are, quote, inaccurate and harmful.
Not to discredit any allegations, we take all of that seriously, but when some of these posts are made based on like preliminary or initial information that can be harmful down the road.
The police investigation is separate from the school district. The school board president and superintendent released a statement Sunday night saying in part, quote, "After every incident, we conduct a thorough post-incident review to analyze our response and identify immediate areas for improvement. Our building principals, along with their teams, are consistently evaluating procedures and protocols in their school buildings in partnership with district leaders and community partners, including law enforcement." Even though Facebook took the post down, screenshots are still being shared. Taisha Watson told me in the last 48 hours, she's had people reach out to her in support of what she and her family are going through. Live in studio, Cameron Kelly, WMTV 15 News.
Cameron, thank you. We first told you about this story on Saturday. We will continue to follow this developing story and keep you updated on air and online.